And welcome to episode 9 of Kayfabe's Not Dead. We're almost at double digits. Almost. I know
Almost.
I know I keep bringing it up every time, but
Fingers crossed for it, man. Let's do this.
today's episode we're going to talk about Smackdown. If you didn't catch it, we did a Backlash review and we just got done talking about Raw.
A day ago.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and
Are
get
we
into
not going to talk
SmackDown.
about how I'm coming for my title in 11 days?
If
I'm
all
getting
you
it
can
back,
do
dude.
is steal the promo from the Usos, I got some bad news for you, son.
Who are these
The
Usos?
Usos,
Who
the
aren't they
Usos
the
don't
Uggos?
own the calendar. They don't have the calendar trademarked.
They aren't buying its shoes.
Yeah, it's not taking your turn. I'm not buying it a beer. It's a show dog. It has papers.
You keep going with this, man. I'm starting to feel like you're more day one is H than me.
Well, with that said, we got a recap of Backlash's main event with
Backlash.
the Maharaja Jinder Mahal shocking the world and winning the WWE
Shocking the
Championship
world.
belt.
He shocked no one.
He shocked me,
shocked-
even though I picked
He
him
shocked
to win.
1.6 billion people in India. That's who he shocked.
Me and every member of the Sheik Nation understood that the heavyweight title was going to Jinder.
The announcers then get interrupted as Jinder's police escort gets shown on camera.
I love how they, with a completely straight face, pretend they can hear through a stadium filled with people, the
I think they
police
were
outside.
pumping it through the speakers.
Is that what you liked more? I personally love the fact that the Singh brothers stood by his door like the 5-foot bodyguards they are, and then you just hear a knock without them touching it. He literally knocked on the inside of the door to be like, "Hey guys, you can let me out now."
Well, you know,
Really?
he knows he has to wait for them to put the rug down. He's not just gonna step on the pavement like a plebeian.
My dining room table's on that same rug.
Probably the fanciest thing you own in that house.
Well, they needed the police escort because they have a whole cavalcade with them for the Punjabi celebration.
Punjabi. Say it
Okay.
correctly.
That's what
Poontang
I'm saying.
Jabi.
Yeah, the Poontang celebration.
Yeah, it's like the Wu-Tang, but the Poontang.
No,
Also known as the Poontang
Punjabi celebration. Shane McMahon.
I'm just glad we're done with that Maharaja bullshit from 2 weeks ago.
It was never Maharaja.
I rewound it. I even put it on subtitles and they put B.
It probably misrecorded. Anyway, Shane McMahon comes out to let the crowd know that at the next pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, Randy Orton has already instituted his rematch clause and will fight Jinder in St. Louis. But who will be participating in the Money in the Bank itself?
Well, before we get to that, I just got to say, it's great to see Shane still running the show. I feel it's solidly improved since they kicked Daniel Bryan more or less off it. I know he's on leave for the kid and all, but let's face it,
I actually have been
he was
liking
never
it too.
this
Kid
good.
has a name, Jess.
Listen, Dap, you're out of style just like the co-runner of SmackDown Live, the GM.
You're just mad that he didn't really sign your stuff when we met him.
It is ironic his signature does not match the back of the box that has a copy of his signature.
Just
That's all
because
I'm
he
saying.
knew you were that kind of guy that would sell his stuff on eBay. So he's like, F you.
Hey, I can't help
Daniel
it if
Bryan.
Shane. I look up to Shane O'Mac and I want to have stuff in common with him rather than stuff in common with you two. For
Okay,
example,
so-
him and I both know what it's like to have money in the bank.
Okay, with that
Oh my
said,
God.
who is going to be in the Money in the Bank? Well, we waste no time.
Everyone who won that pay-per-view.
We waste
Uh-oh.
no time with
Everyone
AJ
who
Styles coming out.
Everyone who fought in the pay-per-view.
Then
You know what? Let's move through this.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens even mentioned it.
I would let me get into it.
Please proceed.
So first up's AJ Styles, and before he can even get into it, Baron Corbin comes out. Apparently losing on the last pay-per-view doesn't matter.
Of course not.
Then Dolph
There's
Ziggler.
no rules, CJ. There are no rules.
Yeah. Then Dolph Ziggler. But then Kevin Owens crashes the show. He comes out with a mic, but Shane stops him in his tracks and lets him know that he isn't a participant. He has the broadcast truck kill KO's music and lets the fifth and final participant come out. And I was actually pretty surprised at this. The king of strong style himself, Shinsuke Nakamura, is the fifth.
You know what?
And
I was
supposed last
surprised
member
about
Money in the
Shinsuke.
Bank.
You know what I was surprised about Shinsuke? The fact that, oh yes, our illustrious champion over there lied and said Shinsuke wears a mouth guard because he has no teeth.
Those are veneers. You can look it up. Those are new veneers. They just premiered tonight.
You mean veneers?
Children.
I can't help it if your hearing aid ain't working, old man. Listen to me. I predicted this, and I said it last night when we recorded Raw, that, hey, it's amazing to me. All these people need to do is show up from NXT. They get a title shot within a couple days.
Well, technically,
don't get so hot about it.
It's not a championship match. It's a chance to win a contract to then fight for a championship. It could be.
Oh.
I want to see some dude fight. You know what? I'm not going to fight for the WWE championship. I'm going to fight for the tag team belts by myself.
By myself.
Yeah. And win. He just cashes in right when the tag match is over.
Why doesn't anyone ever do that?
I don't know.
We can initiate the Freebird rule. Why can't we initiate the Solo Man rule?
Oh man, I need some
The
coffee.
lone soldier.
So KO interrupts Shane. How is the new face of America not getting a chance? Shinsuke won. Sammy won. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn.
I wish you would continue with this trend.
Sami Zayn comes out as well. But yeah, so everybody won. Technically, KO won his match too. He's still the United States champion. So why isn't he in the match? Score another one for heels that are right. So,
yes.
And you know what? It takes no time for Shane to agree. He literally says, you know what? Fine, we'll make it a 6-person match. I thought they were going to at least like build up a little bit of a feud and have KO like go against Shane. But now Shane's like, you know what? You're right. Fuck it.
I found it extremely funny. This entire show, if you watch it, just watching Shane, it's like he has no idea what's going on, who these people are. He's just like, wait, you did win? Yeah, sure,
Okay,
whatever.
fine,
You get a match. Wait, I'm a police detective now? Okay, whatever. You're on the case.
So I wanted to throw it out there that some of the stuff I've been reading speculates that the company loves Corbin and is getting ready to give him a big push. I mean, they were having him feud with Dean Ambrose for the IC belt before Dean got transferred over to Raw. So maybe this is a foreshadowing. Do you think Corbin has a legit shot at winning the Money in the Bank?
You do realize we just watched Smackdown. He lost again.
Yeah, well, but I mean overall though, there was 2 questions in that statement. Do you think WWE is pushing?
No questions in the statement.
You know what I mean. But you caught me. Do you think Baron Corbin is? Do you think the WWE is getting ready to push him?
No.
Really? Okay.
I think they'll push him for a lower ranked title, like a like a USA title, or if he gets switched over to Raw, an Intercontinental title. I don't see him going for the heavyweight title yet, just because they have so many other people right now that are better qualified.
Well,
I think he's still too green. I mean, like you saw with Raw, you have like 5 people in line in contingency for the Universal title. I mean, I feel like they might not have 5 big dogs to throw in there,
I see
but
what you did there.
Baron Corbin is not one of them yet.
Okay.
He's the lone wolf.
Do you think if they pull off the Money in the Bank correctly, they'll use this to switch the WWE Championship with the US title as far as
No.
making the, like, cuz you could argue that any one of these guys Money in the Bank would be I don't necessarily want to see better, but a more over champ compared to what's going on currently with Orton and now with Jinder. Like, if AJ, you could definitely make an argument that AJ, KO, and
You best check yourself before you wreck yourself. Everything you're saying right now is coming off as crazy. We just got a new champ. Kevin Owens just changed his intro. These belts aren't shifting for a while.
No, what I mean though is, you know how we've been saying how it's weird that the mid card belts are being booked as the main titles, and the main titles are being the mid card titles
for SmackDown.
I feel that's what's happening.
No, nothing is happening on Raw.
They're not promoting that big title.
The Raw title isn't being fought for at all.
And nobody's going after the IC title.
Let Hodap speak.
Yeah, shut up, you crooked glasses freak. So, like I was saying before, so rudely interrupted by the jabroni over there, that they don't even let Randy Orton speak about the title. When was the last time Randy did a promo?
He does.
Like a
Randy's out on injury.
He burns.
If you knew how to read something other than a dirt sheet, you might know what's actually happening.
He burns people's houses down.
With dirt bags. He does burn people's houses down, but like he doesn't even promote his own title. Brock Lesnar's been gone for he'll be gone for 6 months before he ever fights.
Obviously,
where else do you go?
Obviously, they're going to continue this Jinder and Randy Orton feud. I'm not saying
as long as they still fight in India, Jinder Mahal will retain the title.
I'm not saying that the winner of the Money in the Bank match is going to immediately cash in and win the WWE Championship. I'm just hypothesizing that whoever does win the belt, that's how they're going to flip the booking as far as building the prestige of the WWE Championship.
I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to go. I'm going to make 2 predictions right now.
No, hold on, because I want to pose the question to you, and then you can give me your predictions.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win this Money in the Bank, and do you think the cash-in is going to be successful?
This is what I think is going to happen. First off, I think the cash-in has almost always been successful, except 1 or 2 times. But I think who is going to win is different than who I want to win.
Okay.
I want Kevin Owens to win for the sole fact that he is the best one out of all of those characters on the mic, and he is just going to rub it in, maybe even show up to the World Heavyweight title matches, just to sit there by JBL and be like, so Jabes, what's going on right now? Yeah, this is my Money in the Bank. I might cash in, I might not. Who knows? I don't know yet. He's just going to be that guy where you're always looking over your shoulder. But I think what's going to happen is it's going to be Shinsuke.
Okay,
I think Shinsuke's going to win it.
In your fairy tale world where KO somehow wins, if he technically loses his match and he's still U.S. champion, does that mean he loses his U.S. title?
No.
Okay.
The only time if the challenger is a champion of an undercard belt, the only time that champion loses their undercard belt is if it's a title versus title match.
Okay, and presumably the Money in the Bank is for literally any title you want. The heavyweight title. Well, it's for any title you want, so...
Yeah. I want to see one day somebody like, I don't know, Elmsworth win the Money in the Bank and cash that bitch in on the women's title. That's what I want to see.
Quote of the night right there. Jess, you were getting ready to say something.
Well, I wanted to hear your prediction next, CJ. Give you a moment.
Okay, well, I kind of agree with Dapper. The way KO's been on fire lately, so I could realistically argue for any one of these guys to legitimately win. Dolph's had it before and he's successfully cashed it in. Shinsuke's getting pushed to the moon. He literally got built up until a pay-per-view before he even fought anybody. So obviously the company's really high on him. Sami Zayn, it's the ultimate underdog story, just like Daniel Bryan.
Take your pick. We don't need a recap of everybody.
The only one I think has no shot is probably the one that's going to win it, and that's probably Corbin. But I foresee either AJ or KO getting it.
The only reason why I don't see AJ winning it is he put up all this fuss just 2 days ago on being the U.S. champion. And now you're telling me he just lost his contingency for the world title. So he's like, I'm going to go be the U.S. title champion now. Oh, I lost. I guess I'm going to go be the world title now. Like, what? There's no rhyme or reason to him fighting for it. Unless he cashes it in on Kevin Owens, which would be amazing. It'll never happen.
He cashes in immediately after he pins KO.
If he wins the Money in the Bank, let's say later down the line, Kevin Owens has the title and he's fighting Jinder Mahal or Randy Orton at a WrestleMania, and he's like, yes, I've won the world title. Or the world title, the champion retains the world title. Kevin Owens laid out. And then all of a sudden you see AJ Styles run down the ramp and cash it in on the U.S. title. Yes, I'm talking, you Jay Brown.
Next thing you're going to tell me is Stone Cold then comes out of retirement to win back the belt.
He gets the Money in the Bank. So,
that
Jess, what were you thinking? Dolph Ziggler?
It's obvious. No, I wish it was. Believe me, I do. But no, we are going to be stuck with the most insufferable champion in WWE history.
Sami Zayn.
He's getting Money in the Bank.
Really?
No, he's not.
The underdog from the underground. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
They're pushing their secondary market figures, and Sami Zayn is way over for God only knows why in India.
He's a good wrestler.
And stop buying his T-shirts. And stop buying his T-shirts whenever you go on the WWE.com shop network.
I would never buy a Sami Zayn T-shirt. I won't even buy the KO fighting Sami Zayn T-shirt because Sami's face is on it.
So eventually we get some matches declared because everybody starts bitching at one another. We get a tag match. It's going to be AJ and Shinsuke versus KO and Dolph Ziggler. And then we're also going to get a Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn match because Corbin's all pissed. He doesn't think Sami deserves a shot because he's like a one-hit wonder and he just got lucky. And he's quote-unquote the Rudy of the WWE.
A lot of outdated references. Yeah. We also got...
Well, that's Corbin's pop culture.
I was going to say, we also got, what's his name, AJ Styles calling KO the Eric Cartman of WWE.
He is the Eric Cartman.
He's still around. South Park's still around.
Don't you hear him every time he walks down the ramp as he yells at Byron Saxton? You expect my authority.
So that's our big setup for Money in the Bank and
as
our,
he hits
our main
AJ
events.
in the knee.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear you. Speak up.
Everyone hears me.
Anyway, so then we get Charlotte and Becky Lynch with Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya with Tamina and James Ellsworth. Continuation of this feud that I want to die. Prior
to you giving us the play-by-play, I want you to take note of what I actually put into the show notes here. I have more or less everything you said. You always paraphrase it going into the intro. And then for this women's match, I just typed bullshit about 140 times.
So Carmella and Becky Lynch start the match off. Carmella is able to take down Becky. During the commercial break, how did you guys like this? We get a little picture-in-picture, so they mute the commentary and the commercials keep playing.
So bullshit.
Really?
What the hell is going on here?
Because they're like, they did this the moment Smackdown went live. They're like, here, we're going to prove to you that it's live by having it play while commercials rolling. They did it for like 3 weeks, Then they've never done it since, and they'll randomly throw it in again just to be like, oh, hey, guys, just in case you forgot we were live, here we go.
I'm
But
actually
you
okay with
never
it.
see it for Raw. You never see it on Raw.
Well, I think they're
don't
using
get-
it with SmackDown to test it.
No, they're using it to SmackDown to let everyone know, hey, guys, we really didn't pre-tape this. This is live.
What were you gonna say, Jess?
It's bullshit. Yeah, I have paid for a service to watch wrestling, and I don't get a mobile notification of, hey, continue to watch the full match with commentary on your phone, or hey, switch over to the network and see this. I'm stuck watching my 5th Arby's commercial as I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the match. It's bullshit.
Well, technically, this is on network TV. It's not on the
Yeah.
network, so they're still gonna play commercials no matter what. You pay for your cable subscription, and you still get commercials all the time.
I don't pay for cable. It's given to me.
You heard it here, Adelphia.
Yeah,
It-
Adelphia.
Philadelphia.
Good
I
reference.
know they don't have it anymore.
So,
But-
so
One thing I did
Afford
not
that
like
Comcast
about-
app.
I like the welcoming committee. The one thing I hated out of all of it, besides James Ellsworth and Carmella, is the fact that Natalya is like, Shane, you owe me a chance at the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I'm like, is that what it's called now? It's the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Is there a fake one? Is there a dead Women's Championship? Is there a pre-taped Women's Championship?
that's the Divas title.
Told you, they're coming up with more belts. They're coming. She's got to start specifying which is which.
I just wanted
Might
to
as well just
say
make everyone a champion. Darren Young, here's your belt finally.
I want.
Oh my god!
Tight
Why
A.
are you reading my diary?
I know it's a different show, but they should have a Titus brand belt. Just saying. If you
They had a
want
Zack
well,
Ryder Internet
if
Championship
you want to
belt.
really get branded, if your brand is really that next level, you have to have a belt. Come on.
Yeah.
NXT has a belt. UK has a belt. Titus needs a belt.
I am
Zack
psyched for
Ryder had a
that UK
belt.
show coming out. That's going to be amazing.
It should be.
Steve Austin had a belt. The Rock had a belt.
So anyway, the one comment I wanted to say on the for the picture-in-picture, we're gonna get commercials anyway. At least when they do the picture-in-picture, I can actually see what the hell is going on as far as the match. Normally when they come back from commercial, the fucking match can be completely different. The heel could somehow take control or vice versa, and you literally have no context. You have to hope that they play a replay. And half the time they don't, so you just got to rely on the commentators bullshit.
Is the picture-in-picture we're talking about the Fandango?
They
match?
continue.
They did it a multitude of times.
They did it a couple
this night.
times. They continue.
Oh.
The first time they do it is during this women's match, where they continue. They
Nobody
mute.
cares about the women's match.
They mute the audio for the wrestling, and they put it on a smaller screen, and then they have the commercials playing with the commercial audio.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Carmella, so I probably walked away.
By the 5th time this happened, I started pretending with the commercials were real commentary.
It's like
Arby's!
an acid trip.
You gotta get the Arby's sauce and the crinkle fries. Oh, God.
So Carmella continues to keep the momentum and even does a moonwalk to taunt all the faces. Natalya gets tagged in and continues the beatdown on Becky. Some more double teaming from the welcoming committee as Natalya chokes out Becky. She finally breaks free, but Natalya's able to knock Charlotte out of the ring before she can get tagged. And while the ref looks on at Charlotte, the welcoming committee double teams Lynch. You having fun there, Jess? Becky's
That's
finally
what he
able
does
to
during the actual
Fucking
women's
blast.
match.
Becky's finally able to tag in Charlotte, and she goes to town on Natalya. Tamina then grabs Flair, but Naomi
Maybe I've been too hard on you, Dap. Maybe I should really be going for CJ for describing this bullshit.
Naomi then lands a
Don't
crossbody.
justify it. The writers didn't.
Lynch then gets tagged in and hits a missile drop kick, but then she's
That's the best line you've had all night. I still hate you, though.
but then she's able to tag in Carmella. Becky locks in the armbar, and Carmella is forced to tap. I
Yeah,
thought
on
this...
Pro Wrestling Tees, you can buy a copy of our shirt, Fight Forever. It's pretty one-sided, though, if you've gone back and you've watched episode 6.
So what did you guys think of this one? We shouldn't even talk about it?
No, we should not.
I thought
We've moved on. I don't know what you're talking.
I
would
thought it was
only have
better than the
liked it-
Backlash match. That's all.
See, I would have only have liked it if the welcoming committee continued to reign. Like, I hate this back and forth crap. Like, don't have heels win next time, babyface win next time, heel wins next time. Like, I flip a coin and I can tell you who's going to win.
I think you guys are going to like my summary for the next match. We get Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn.
Good God.
Before I can even blink, Sami gets a roll-up pin and gets another win on Corbin. Sami Zayn, ladies and gentlemen, I think, for the first time ever, has a winning streak.
Yeah, and you know what happens when you get a
Two.
winning streak? You know what happens when you roll up Baron Corbin, who has no talent whatsoever?
What
He just
happens?
picks you up
What happens,
and
Dapper?
walks you around the ring.
Does
and
he
just
make
beats
the
you
list?
like a redheaded stepchild?
Yeah.
You know what happens? He makes the list.
I'm pretty
My
happy.
list contains two names. One of them being Sami Zayn, the other one being you jabron. But let's face it, this is just
Jabron.
what's going to keep happening.
I'm pretty thrilled though that the booking is trolling Corbin.
Of course, the fucking Ginger's thrilled. Another Ginger won.
Hey, we don't.
Hey,
win
they got a good
everything,
win streak.
but
They
when
got
we do
Becky
win-
Lynch winning. They got Sami Zayn winning. That's all they got, but that's it.
Like I said with Raw, they're going to the minorities. They don't care about us
Hey.
white folk anymore.
Hey, let's keep it focused here, okay?
Yeah. We don't want to hear your political views.
So as Sammy's celebrating, Corbin attacks him from behind, and like what Hodap was saying, basically just drags him around the arena, and we get an old-fashioned arena beatdown.
Say it, CJ. How did he beat him down? Like a
Redheaded stepchild.
There it is. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I do know. I do know what that phrase connotates. I do.
Yeah. He was his Huckleberry that night.
Sammy does a great job selling because every time he gets beat down, he legitimately looks dead. And the refs are finally able to get in between the lone wolf and the underdog from the underground. Sammy gets stretchered out, and we move on to our next segment. I love how the commentary just kind of just blows past the whole. He had to get stretchered out. They're like, okay, we're moving on.
Well,
they're like,
what
Sami
really
Zayn will
sucks
be in
is
our hearts and dreams as we move on.
Because I know neither of you can afford the network. You probably didn't have my password since I changed it after realizing you're both watching illegally, making my stock price just drop and drop. But
I'm not watching it illegally. You gave it to me fair and square.
This is bullshit, lies, and slander. But they put him on the stretcher. That's the last we see of him. We just get that little dismissal of it. And then we got an entire scene-for-scene reenactment of Corbin going back there saying, I'm not done with you yet, and flipping an ambulance to put Sammy out of his misery.
Good God, not another ambulance attack.
So then we move on to AJ and Shinsuke backstage. AJ... okay.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
AJ greets Shinsuke to SmackDown and lets him know to follow his lead. Shinsuke is cool with that, but lets AJ know that come Money in the Bank, Nakamura is going to win that contract and turn the house that AJ Styles built into his playground. I thought that was pretty funny.
Are we going to do the racially charged accents to match what he actually sounded like, or we just
playground?
It's my playground.
Oh my god!
I feel like he's like Stallone
if
he got a shot of Novocaine in the cheek. Like it's just all marbles and garble in there.
Well,
you said they're veneers.
They are veneers.
Before you can get too distracted by how Shinsuke pronounces playground, we get the next episode of the Fashion Files. Is it the series
final
finale?
episode?
Yeah, is it the series finale? Whoa, El Generico,
Yeah, I
where'd
have
you
to
come
say
from?
it is. Oh shit, El Generico! I thought you died when we flipped that ambulance on you.
Yes, they did. He did die.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those listening to the audio-only podcast, We just had El Generico literally pop in, say nothing, whether it was in English or Spanish, and then disappear.
That's how generic he is.
He just fades into the background. So then we get our potentially final episode of the Fashion Files. So the Fashion Police are trying to turn in their badges and pack up to quote-unquote Commissioner Shane McMahon. They start turning in all their gear, including their guns. And
Now, hold on, we got to talk about Shane's reaction when they go, "Do you even want our guns, Commissioner?" He's like, "Wait, you have guns?"
I really thought they were gonna have like airsoft guns that like kind of looked realistic.
I thought we were about to get a true hardcore match.
Yeah. So they start turning in all their gear, but Shane lets them know that this isn't the end. This isn't the end, guys. Tonight, Breezango are going to face the Uggos in a one-on-one matches, and just like that, they're back on the case. And I, for one, am so happy this isn't done.
I think it is, though.
It is after this match.
Well, before we get into that,
Speaking of 50-50 booking,
Jess,
Mary Joseph.
do you want to talk about
They lost twice
about
in a
this?
night.
The Jinder Mahal Punjabi celebration to crown the Maharaja, the new WWE World Champion. What'd you
The 50th World Champion. That number shocked me. I could not believe it was that low, but I guess when you take into account Cena's won it 16 times, and so has Orton at this point.
Yeah.
What happened?
So what'd you think of this grand
Jinder Mahal
celebration?
is the 50th World Champion for the heavyweight title.
Why is that a thing?
Because as somebody
It's
hands
the
somebody
internet.
else the belt,
Somebody
it
did the
counts
math.
as one. And then it gets passed back, it becomes another
But
one.
Is his wrestling career so insignificant that they have to say, "Congratulations, you're the 975th champion"?
I mean,
They
they
said
were gonna do
50th,
something.
John.
I understand he's
And
the
they
50th.
brought forth a Punjabi celebration, which is more than they spent on Shinsuke's entrance.
Probably
Or
not,
introduction
actually.
to the main roster.
They
Yeah,
probably didn't.
we got.
I think they just picked up a bunch of random people.
We got basically a
outside.
parade, and I gotta say I like the drummer. The drummer. Was
I like the
feeling it.
drummer. I like the showmanship. I like that they decorated the ring. I like that he came out there. I wish he would get off this. You don't like me because I'm this or that bullshit. He needs to actually start developing a little more to his character if he's
Thank
going to
you.
stay.
Thank you.
Wow, Jess and Dapper agree on something. You've heard it here.
I am tired of listening to "I speak 2 languages." I hope the shit you speak your own language and English doesn't
He did.
count.
He did that just for you. He went out there, he gave his promo, and then he said, "And now in the language of my people."
Do you think?
That's just like me going out there being like, "I speak 2 languages. Hello, everybody, and now for my home people. Get her done."
I wanna make this abundantly clear. I am
You heard
not.
it here first, folks.
I
Dr. Dapper has just admitted to being a filthy redneck.
I am not making this. I'm not trying to make light of a tragedy, but do you guys think, with the Punjabi stuff and the fact that he is Indian, obviously that does not
Canadian.
equate.
Canadian.
Yes, Canadian, and he is of Indian descent.
Yes, he was born in Canada. Though.
Do you guys think that WWE pushing this has anything to do with like countering Islamophobia or anything like that?
No, I think
Okay.
they're actually promoting it.
For the last
countering
time.
it. Countering Islamophobia.
For the last time. He is not Islamic.
No, I understand
He
that.
is not a Muslim.
I understand that. I read a piece on a website. It was
This has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with
Let
they
our
just
host
signed into
speak.
the Indian network, and they have adopted another whole platform.
I understand that. What I'm bringing up
That's
is
a
another point of discussion. What I'm getting at is I read an editorial from somebody that is Punjabi, somebody that is Indian, and they wrote this little blog post, and they were talking about how Jinder's push, yes, it is partly to get a foothold in the massive Indian market, but also part of it for him, from his perspective, was fighting those stereotypes because people look at
People with turbans.
Punjabi, Indian people,
With turbans and beards as terrorists.
and they automatically presume either A, they're Muslim when they're not, or B, even worse, that they are terrorists. And do you think that has any credence? I think that can.
I think Jinder Mahal is making that his point. I think WWE is making it, we just got
For the
India,
money.
let's give them an Indian.
Okay, first off, Bernie Sanders' blog was referring to something entirely different, you fucking socialist.
I'll link.
Listen,
what I
you can
read
describe
in
your
the description.
SJW views however you want to describe them, but the fact remains this was a business decision to put him forward. The next decision, and something I've brought up prior, is that I believe Sammy motherfucking Muslim Zayn is getting his push after a terrorist attack in
why are you
England.
so
Makes no
heated?
sense to me.
Why are you so heated?
Yeah, well, you
Because
got.
a jobber should never be moved to the main roster unless his name is Jinder Mahal.
I was
He
going to say,
earned
Jinder Mahal was the
Sammy
biggest
did
driver of
not.
them all. He's the only Indian in the three-man band.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put a timeout on this discussion because let's actually talk about the celebration. The Singh brothers walk out after all the
You know what?
dancers
I
are
got
jumping
one
up
word
and down,
for your celebration.
and
Well, that's why you weren't invited. You need class.
and after the Singh brothers walk down, we're finally greeted by the champion Jinder Mahal. And
Don't forget to mention his new entrance.
Oh,
The Taj Mahal in the background.
I knew it was the same music. As JBL goes on and on about how amazing Jinder is, the camera pans around the ring, and finally the music stops. The music fades.
Did you notice
and
the people
boos
walking through the
start.
concession stand?
Yeah.
Did you know that was the concession stand moment?
Hey, you know what? I think that's okay because that's legitimate heel heat. He's literally having. They've already paid for their ticket.
I do want to bring up, what is going on with that cotton candy guy? Did you notice him in the crowd?
No.
No.
I felt as though he was a wrestler himself, and it could just be because of them doing that camera thing during Smackdown, but he is going all over the place.
Oh, really?
He's really working
It's like,
that
where's
crowd.
Waldo? I'm gonna have to watch the replay.
Oh, it's amazing. You'll see him, he just like runs full speed from side to side. Like as soon as somebody's like, he's there. He's fucking there.
Man, I
handing
wish
him,
the beer
taking the
guy
money.
was that attentive.
Oh my god!
So
medieval times ring a bell.
I thought the promo was pretty good. I like this little spot, and I'm sure Hodap had a big issue with this. He declares himself.
I have to buy a new table.
He declares himself the greatest champion of all time, and the crowd can't hijack his celebration.
Hey, don't hate him because you ain't him.
So yeah, and with that, the celebration segues out.
The only way I can describe my hatred for Jinder Mahal, it was spoken so poetically by a young man named Randall Orton. It's not because he speaks two languages, it's because he's an asshole.
Well, okay.
That's the only reason.
Is this your hatred for him? Is this heel heat? Like you don't like him because he's portraying a bad guy great, or you don't like him because you don't think he's good? Good at
You're
his
asking
job.
too big a question
I
of an
don't think
ignorance.
he's good.
He doesn't even know why he doesn't like him.
I just don't like him because he's not good.
Okay, you think
And
he's
it's-
not good at his job, not that he's a bad guy and you boo the bad
No.
guy.
No, I love Kevin Owens. Like I'll give you this much: the booze he gets is heel heat. He's doing his job.
He's getting legit heat right
Yes,
now.
he's getting heel heat.
Say what
But-
you will about the foreigner stuff, and people will boo just
I
because
was-
he's not USA. But
I'm just never a fan of the constant interference for a win.
mhm.
Like I said, Backlash. I'm going to rewatch it, and I will tell you next week.
I still don't
On
think there was
SmackDown-
interference.
I'm not going to talk about the interference. I'm going to talk about how the freaking Singh brothers had a longer match with Randy than he did.
I don't think you can call it a match when the Singh brothers literally got killed. Like, yes, technically the Singh brothers were able to come out during the
No,
celebration.
you know what?
But I'm pretty sure those
should
were
honestly...
effing holograms because Randy Orton murdered them on pay-per-view.
He murdered
I was
one
about
of
to
them.
say, we should
Yeah.
honestly make the screen image Randy Orton's face after he realized he just killed a man. He's like, oh.
Honestly, if I was still making the logo, I would have used that instead of the Hayach face. But then we get Jey Uso versus Tyler Breeze, and I only knew it was Jay because the announcer said it. First, the champs, the Usos, come out, and then the Fashion Police come out with accompanied by a box of some of their decommissioned police tools. Jay isn't having any of it, and he doesn't think they should even be fighting since the Usos beat Breezango at Backlash. As he starts yelling, Fandango hits Jay with some water from a squirt gun, and this distracts Jay long enough for Breeze to get the roll-up pin, and we immediately go on to our next match. You guys want me to keep going?
The match, how long do you want us to talk? This was a 30-second match.
Oh, good point. So then we get Jimmy Uso versus Fandango. Fandango enters the ring armed with the squirt gun, but the ref, because he's a Debbie fucking Downer, makes him put the squirt gun away. And as the bell rings, Jimmy attacks Fandango and lays him out. I guess Jay's still pissed from earlier, and he runs after Tyler Breeze. Breeze is able to get away for the most part, but then he gets his wig snatched by Jimmy. And when he tries to escape by going into the ring, Jay pulls Breeze to the outside, only to get decked by Tyler. Fandango then rolls up Jimmy and gets the win. So Breezango is able to get the pins on both the champs. And clean. These are clean roll-ups. Fandango grabs the mic and asks why the Usos are sad. Are they afraid to have a rematch? Are they afraid the belt will look better on the Fashion Police? And the Usos take the bait and immediately accept the rematch. So just like that, we go from having 2 singles matches to a tag team title match. And I liked it.
Let's not forget, man, we're also getting some storytelling. The refs seem to matter on SmackDown. That's something I am enjoying. The ref went over, made it look like he's talking to Shane on a headset, and then came out and said, yeah, we're doing this match.
Yeah. So the Usos start out strong. Now that it's a tag match, they get to shine. They are really good partners. While Breeze is down, the Usos trash the Falcon Police's stuff, the box that they brought, and they taunt them some more. Breeze takes some more kicks to the gut, and Fandango can only sit there and watch. Breeze finally knocks Jimmy to the outside of the ring and is able to tag Fandango. Jimmy tags in Jay, and Fandango lays the Smackdown on one half of the tag champs. Jay tries to double team Fandango, but he's able to kick Jay while landing a spinning DDT. That's another one on Jimmy.
Yeah.
And gets
I counted. I was like, wow, did they just win the rights to this move? Did they get some sort of trademark instated? Because they're using it nonstop now.
So Fandango gets thrown into the ring post after going for a Falcon Arrow, and the Usos use this to their advantage to get some double teams in and slow things down. Fandango almost gets the roll up after countering the Usos' top rope maneuver. He goes for his own top rope jump, or high risk maneuver, I should say. But the Usos get a tag when Fandango isn't looking. He lands the leg drop, but the Liga Uso lands a frog splash and gets the pin. So basically, Breeze, for the rest of the match, he gets like beat down for the rest of the match, and then he's just like dead on the outside as Fandango gets
just like Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal.
So what'd you guys think of this match?
It's cute that you compare Jinder Mahal to the next WWE Universal Champion after Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, getting the belt back for the fourth
Oh, I
time.
thought you were going to say Tyler Breeze. I'm like, what?
Is that a new tag team, the Roman Reigns Tyler Breeze experiment?
Look, Fandango, Tyler, they're not going to get over until, well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you until what. But
do they somehow win the titles before New Day show up?
yes, when they create the four-man team, when Darren Young and Bob Backlund come back. And under Freeboard rules, they go as one united team against the New Day to win the belts.
They introduced like 3 more title belts to the tag team. It's not just the tag belts; it's like the faction belts.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
We get right before the main event, we get a women's division promo. All the ladies start harassing Shane for a match against Naomi for the women's title. Before Shane can kill himself, he makes a fatal 5-way elimination match next week, and the winner will face Naomi for the title at Money in the Bank.
It's funny you said kill himself, because that's what my notes say as well.
He literally looked, he was just like, mother of God. Like, the look.
He's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, he just was like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with this.
He's like, where are those guns I was told were here?
Where are the squirt guns?
I'm going to shoot my way out of this.
So I guess...
Now, are you still having a hang up over the cat hair thing? Or you kind of accepted it at this point with Natty?
I think he's accepted it.
No, I mean, he's commented the last 2 weeks on it, so I just figured I'd ask.
I mean, I've accepted it. It's just weird. She's weird. And I don't know.
Hoping her
I try not to think about it.
Sort of partnership.
Try not to think about it. So then,
I try not to think about it.
So then we get our main event: AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, versus Dolph Ziggler and the new face of America, Kevin Owens. And man, this was an awesome main event.
Why would a man shoot somebody before throwing them out of a plane?
You just beat me to it. I was like, should we start doing Shinsuke as Bane? I'm feeling this.
So,
good job, Dapper. You know what? I'm not gonna hate on you so much, despite how stupid you look.
Thank God, I'm still gonna go over there and beat your ass though and take my title.
So say what you will about our
Welcome
podcast.
To try any day you want.
Style.
But even
you don't
Batman
even know what strong
can
son.
bring bitter enemies together.
Yes.
So
our joint hatred for one person.
So Dolph and AJ start the main event. Dolph uses some rest holds to try and slow down Styles. Eventually AJ tags in Shinsuke, and basically Shinsuke stays in for the rest of the match. KO starts jawing about how Styles and Shinsuke are losers, and Shinsuke introduces KO to some strong Styles strikes. KO eventually counters with a rope neck breaker and tags in Dolph. So this is the beginning of essentially KO and Dolph take turns beating the shit out of Shinsuke.
The only way.
I got a question, though.
You guys remember a movie, The Hard Sell, from a few years ago?
No.
This, I'll link it to our notes, but this fight more or less reminds me of a scene in that movie where they beat the shit out of one dude just continuously for no apparent reason.
So yeah, the heels...
And that's, well, anyway, the punchline of it is after they beat the shit out of him, they're like, I think we just committed a hate crime. That's what I felt like I was watching.
So, yeah, the heels continue the teamwork as KO gets tagged in and keeps Shinsuke in a headlock. I honestly lost count, but it was pretty much like 10 minutes he was in that headlock. I do have a question, though. Does either Dolph or KO have a submission finisher?
Well, Kevin Owens
sure
was the
Dolph
man of
does.
like 100 moves or something. There's like a YouTube video of him doing like 100 and some odd moves.
I mean, I know he has his signatures like the pop-up powerbomb and the senton and the corner apron powerbomb and the cannonball, but
I'm sure he does.
Cannonball, I think, is kind of what they're pushing him with.
but what about Dolph?
I was gonna say, I'm sure Ziggler's got some. I'm blanking right now just because
It's
it's
called
so
the heart
late.
attack.
But
Because I
Drop
mean,
yeah,
the
yeah, I was
15
way
gonna say
elbows
he
on your
gave.
chest.
the way they were
He,
beating down Shinsuke, he was totally open for some submission holds, but they just kept that headlock in, like, oh hey, how's it going, buddy? Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's go to the historian. When he was part of the Spirit Squad, did he have a finisher?
No, because this Spirit Squad I don't think ever won.
they never got
They
a
got the
chance to
tag
show
belt
off
somehow,
their.
Dap. How'd that happen?
Huh?
How'd that happen?
How'd what happen?
How'd they win the tag belts?
There's like 5 of them.
Somehow they got the belt, man. This is a legit question.
Well,
No,
we'll
let me
You know
look
what?
at my let me
I'll
look at my
save you. I'll
database.
save you from going through the archives if you give me in the Bane's voice the finish of this match.
we're almost there. So Shinsuke almost gets some momentum, but KO quickly reverses and tags in Dolph, and then we keep going back and forth. Eventually, KO hits AJ out of the ring and crashes into Shinsuke in the opposite corner with the said cannonball. I honestly thought at that point, because Shinsuke was getting beat down so badly, that was going to be the end of the match. But then I looked at my watch and I knew that there was like 10 minutes left. So we return back from commercial and Dolph's continuing the beatdown. KO gets rotated in and they keep going back and forth. Nakamura finally gets the tag when Dolph misses the clothesline and crashes into the corner. So Nakamura gets AJ in, and AJ just cleans house because he had like 20 minutes to just sit there and get some rest. AJ then lands a fireman's carry neck breaker, which was pretty cool. I don't remember him ever using that before. Maybe he's used it on Cena.
Maybe. I don't know though.
And he gets a near fall. And then AJ almost hits the Styles Clash on Ziggler, but KO distracts him. KO then gets tagged and lands a senton splash on the outside, which was pretty damn brutal. KO then puts AJ into a headlock. The patented headlock. The heels literally used headlocks throughout this whole match. But for some reason, that wasn't really bothering me. I hate it when Randy Orton does it and he slows down the match, but when KO and Dolph do it, it didn't really bother me as much. And I don't know what's going on over there. All right, you're getting a weapon ready?
Getting a weapon ready, man. We're going to be going in the Extreme Rules pretty soon.
Okay, so KO then lands a back body drop and starts raining.
That's what you're going to be
some
saying when I'm done beating on you, Dap.
Dolph then goes for the superplex on AJ, but he slips out. But he slips under Dolph, but he can't quite tag in Shinsuke. AJ's able to land a face buster, and both men are down. Eventually, Shinsuke and KO simultaneously get tagged. Shinsuke takes it to KO. Nakamura lands some knees, but can't get the pinfall. So at this point, obviously, I'm like, they got to be setting up the Kinshasa, right? And I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sure.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Kinshasa.
I am offended because you don't know what you're saying in my own native language of Weeboo. But yeah, you totally mispronounced that. Move past it. Moving on. Kinsada.
It's It's
Katana.
definitely SHA. KO lands another strong kick, but they get it. The pin gets interrupted. Dolph pays for it and gets hit with an exploder. But then we get a sequence where like KO gets runs in and knocks Shinsuke down. Then AJ runs in and hits KO with a Pele kick. Styles goes for the Styles Clash again, but eats a super kick from Dolph. Shinsuke runs in, drop kicks Dolph out of the ring, and then gives Shinsuke enough time to set up said Kinshasa.
You mean the flying knee to the face?
The flying knee to the face on the new face of America. And Shinsuke gets the pin. I thought this was a fantastic match.
It was good. And I did look back in the database. There is no finisher because they've never won anything.
Again, they got the belts.
No.
Did you at least figure out who they defeated to get the belt?
We'll talk about this after the podcast. If you know in the comments the actual history of said jobber team, let us know. But what'd you guys think of SmackDown? What'd you guys think of the match?
It was better than Raw from yesterday.
Concise.
That's all I can say.
Wow, that's profound. SmackDown better than Raw. Phew.
Yeah.
Really shaking things up over
about
there in Redneck Central,
obviously they're setting up Money in the Bank.
I mean, it's the one thing I don't like about it is I just don't like how it's everyone who was on our previous pay-per-view, we're just going to throw you into the main event of our next one.
Well,
like Kevin Owens said it best. Kevin Owens said it best. He's like, why am I not in it when they lost and they're in it?
But where's Eric Rowan? He won.
Eric Rowan's still talking to the sheep mask.
Well, this was
one thing... no, he lost. I'm sorry. Luke Harper won. Where's Luke Harper? He should be in this.
He's touching himself in the woodshed.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I like the people that they picked for the Money in the Bank. It definitely makes sense.
I can't stand them.
I think it makes sense. I think the one thing that didn't make sense was Shane just announcing it. There wasn't really a build-up to... Because we still got a month until Money in the Bank. We got a long-ass time. So, to know the card, you know, we're going to be getting... just like with Elimination Chamber, we're going to be getting just a mix and match of these 6 guys fighting each other until we get to the actual fight. But I'm okay with that, because all 6 of them are great. Except for Baron.
Yeah, no, they're great. It's just... Okay, so we just had a 5-man tag team, or not tag team, 5-way elimination Extreme Rules match, and now we're going into some 6-man ladder match. Like, I feel they put 2 similar concepts up against each other. Mm-hmm. And that's not what I want to see. I want to see one thing on one show and something different from the other.
Well, I mean, they can't really... I knew Money in the Bank was the next SmackDown one.
Yes, I knew it as well, but I didn't expect Extreme Rules to start feeling like it's going to be Money in the Bank and vice versa. They're both fighting for a contract to go after the title.
Essentially, yeah. That's actually a good point. I didn't really think about that. But yeah, any final words before we conclude on this this episode 9 of Kayfabe's Not Dead?
Well, I guess he is correct. I don't count it because it was stupid. They did win the titles, but the tag team that they beat was Ric Flair and Roddy Piper.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
And it was because Roddy Piper had cancer, and he had to go have surgery.
Oh my God.
And so they're like, we have to give the belts to somebody. Why don't we just give them to these people on the Cyber Monday?
I bet Baron Piper was like, I could beat these motherfuckers in the hospital bed.
He did. He did. They're fighting like, good God, just the bloatiest of bloated Roddy Piper and Ric Flair. And they did it with the Freebird.
We'll have to find a clip of that on YouTube and link it to the.
I just want to say, as a historian, how did you not remember this is how they got the belts?
Because I like to try and blank stupidness out of my head.
He doesn't. He with mixed results.
I was gonna say it's amazing you still got ahead if that's what you're trying for.
And
I don't recognize this.
And with that said, we're gonna end this episode of Kayfabe's Not Dead. Definitely hit us up on email. Check out our WordPress blog. We'll have some non-podcast related content on there eventually. Or leave a comment on any of our stuff. And we'll see you guys next time.